welcome back to my channel. It is Gabrielle and we're going to do just a brief makeup tutorial. So first I start off by priming my face with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is my all-time favorite primer and I use this every single time to prime my face, especially on a freshly clean face. So rub it in and get it all ready for all that makeup that we're getting ready to apply. Once that's all evenly incorporated, we are going to take and move to the next step, which will be our brows. I'm going to go in with the Morphe Micro Eyebrow Pencil in the shade Java, and I'm just taking the spoolie end of the brush and I'm going in upward motions, and I am taking it to make sure that my eyebrows will be seamless and all in place when I start filling them in. So I'm going to take the pencil in now and take and do a thin line underneath of the bottom, and you want to make sure that you're using a steady hand and doing light strokes, very light strokes. And we're going to do the same thing to the top. And once we get to the front part of the brow, you will see me in just a second take and do light upward motions. And that's going to be just basically making it so that way it is hair-like strokes to make the eyebrow look as neat and natural as possible. So once I'm done filling that in, you will see me take the spoolie and go in and brush everything back up to make sure that there are no harsh lines or anything that is out of place. And then I'm going to do the same exact thing to the other side that I just did to the other brow. Once again, I'm coming in with the line underneath of the brow using a steady hand and very light strokes, so that way it's as natural as possible, and just filling in the sparse areas. And then I'm going to go on the top and do the same exact thing. As you're filling in your brows, don't get discouraged if they don't look exactly alike. Remember, eyebrows are sisters and not twins, and every eyebrow is not going to look the exact same. I know sometimes my left eyebrow gives me a little bit of a harder time than my right one, so I just try to continue to remember to take my time and just to try to do the same exact steps as I did on the other one. That way they're as close as they can get, but don't get discouraged. Just keep working with them. Do the best that you can. Now to clean up my brows a little bit, I'm going to go in with my favorite concealer, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Chestnut, and I put it on the back of my hand just to have a little more control. So you'll see me take a thin layer and just run that across the bottom part of the brow, and I'm just slowly working it in that way I avoid any mistakes, and I just take my time to make sure that I'm cleaning them up as neat as possible. I do like to bring some of that concealer down to my crease of the eye. That way it allows to create a little bit more of a base when I apply my eyeshadow, and it helps the eyeshadow stick a lot better. Now I'm going to move to cleaning up the top portion of my brow, and I'm just going to repeat the same exact steps that I did to clean up the bottom portion of the brow, blending the concealer in an upward motion this time. You can do this as many times as you need. Just make sure that it's to your liking and the brow shape is how you desire it to be. Now I'm moving on to my other eyebrow, and I'm just going to clean it up the exact same way that I did the other one, taking my time with slow, steady strokes with the concealer and just making sure that it's cleaned up and as neat as possible. Now I'm moving to cleaning up the top portion of this brow, repeating those exact same steps again and taking my time to make sure that I create a nice neat brow, blending the concealer in an upward motion. Now I'm just going in with my concealer brush just to blend in that concealer and make sure it's well blended and looks good, and to make sure that everything looks seamless. Nice and seamless is what we're going for. So you want to blend that in until it looks well incorporated into the skin. Now I'm just taking and applying a little more of my e.l.f. Camo Concealer to the back of my hand, just so that way I can take and brush on a little bit on the creases of my eye to create a base for when I start applying my eyeshadow. And I'm just going to keep patting that in to make sure that it's well blended to create a nice even layer for when the eyeshadow is applied. Now going in to do the exact same thing on the other eye to create a nice even base for the eyeshadow. Next, I take a little bit of my Beauty Bakery setting powder in the shade Almond and just apply it to the back of my hand. And I tap my concealer brush with it just a little bit to apply some of that onto the crease of my eye on top of my concealer, just to avoid any creasing of that concealer, so that way it's nice and seamless for the eyeshadow to lay on top of it. Now I'm going to take my Too Faced Brown Sugar Cinnamon Pop-Tart palette and go in with the color Dust the Crust. And I'm just going to work that into the crease to create a little bit of a base for the look that I'm going for. I do want to do a natural look because today is our church anniversary at church. So I just want to do a natural look. I'm just going to take that color and work it into my crease, and then blending a little bit into the outer crease in a V-like motion. Now I'm moving on to the next eye to do the exact same thing that I did on the opposite eye. Next, I'm going in with the shade Spread the Love, and I'm just going to apply that to the inner corner of the eye just to add a little bit of warmth to the look that I'm going for. This look is going to be very natural and simple. Now I'm going in with the same color to apply it to the inner corner of the other eye. Now I'm going to go into the shade Bite Me, and I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger and apply that over the center of the eye. And I like to use my finger to apply glitter eyeshadows because I feel like they apply better than a brush, and you get more of the pigment when you use your finger. I ended up going in with a dab more just because I like the color and I like the way it was showing up on my skin tone. So I did go and do a little bit more. Now I'm moving on to the next eye to apply some more of the Bite Me glitter eyeshadow to the center of the eye. And I'm just going in with my finger to make sure that it's well incorporated, to make sure that it blends and it looks the same as the other eye. Next, I'm going in with my fluffy blending brush just to make sure that there are no harsh lines and that everything is well blended. Now I'm going in with my MAC Studio Radiance Foundation in the shade NC55. This is my first time using this foundation, and as you can see, it is starting to blend in very well and look like my skin tone. This is my first time using a MAC foundation in a few years, and I can say that I'm very well pleased. This foundation is very lightweight, easy to apply, and it is very comfortable and easy to work with. As you can see, it's blending well into my skin. And when blending your foundation, make sure that you do not forget to blend a little bit into your neck to make sure that it's even there as well. Next, I am going in with more of my e.l.f. Camo Concealer and applying that to the back of my hand to take my concealer brush and apply just a little bit of it underneath of my under eye to highlight and give more of a natural look. Now I'm just going to blend that in as much as I can so that way there are no harsh lines. Now I'm going in to do the exact same thing on the other eye and blending that in as well underneath of the under eye to make sure there are no harsh lines as well. Now I'm just going in with my fluffy face brush just to make sure that everything is well blended and it looks good. There are no harsh lines and that everything just looks seamless. So I'm just going to do that on both sides to make sure that the face is nice and even and blended out. Next, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Putty Blush in the shade Caribbean, and I'm just applying a few dots of it at a time because this is a very pigmented blush. So you want to start off with a little bit and then apply more if you want a little bit more color. And this is a very natural look, so I'm going for as natural as possible. Now I'm just going in with my blush brush just to make sure that everything is nice and well blended, and I'm going to do that to both sides. Now I'm going in with my Beauty Bakery setting powder in the shade Almond, and I'm just putting a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm going to tap my powder puff in that and tap off the excess and apply that underneath of my under eye where I put the concealer at. And the setting powder is really good for the areas that you put concealer in to help avoid any type of creasing, and that way it just sets that concealer into place to hold everything in. Now I'm going in with my blush brush just to add just a hair more pigment to my cheekbones. Sometimes when you apply your setting powder, you may have to add just a little bit more blush just to make the color come back out. And I'm just doing just a light layer of that. Now I'm going in with my dark brown eyeliner pencil from LA Girl, and I'm just going to line the bottom of my eyes very lightly. I don't really like a lot of eyeliner, so this color does create a natural look, and it really doesn't look like there's much there. So I do like the dark brown underneath of my eyes. Next, I'm going in with my Essence Lash Princess mascaras. First, I'm going to use the false lash effect, and I'm just going to apply that as a first layer before I apply the second one. Now I'm going in with the Essence Lash Princess, the Volume and Curl, and I'm just going to go over that first layer of mascara. And this is where you're really going to see where my lashes really get a little bit of length added to them, and it looks like they're more full. And I just love the two mascaras together because it really gives the false lash effect. So it looks like I have a set of lashes on with both of these applied to my eyelashes. Next, we're going to follow those same exact steps on the other eye and apply the false lash effect first and then do the volume and curl second. Now I'm taking my NYX Line Loud lip pencil in the color Rebel Kind, and I'm just going to line my lips with this liner all over my lips to go ahead and create my neutral lippy for the day. Then I'm just going to press my lips together just to take away the harshness in the lines and make it look more natural. Then I'm going to take my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Vanilla Cream Pie, and I'm just going to apply that to my lips. And it is a very neutral pink color, and it is so pretty on with this brown lip liner. Now I'm going to set all of my makeup with my setting spray, which is the MAC Fix Plus Original Setting Spray, and I'm just going to spray that all over to set my face. And here is the completed look. I love how it turned out. It turned out so pretty and natural, and I'm just so pleased with how it looked. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to get ready with me today, and look forward to the next video. Thank you so much for watching.